Get your hands up, yeah. To the floor, yeah.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's your girl, Nneka X, and the X is for exhibition. This is about to be on display today.
All right, display.
Okay.
And you turned into the 30 Plus Podcast. I had to put Mike up last. I don't know if he noticed because I wasn't sure what he was giving today. So we won't have a repeat of last episode. We had to do things different this year. But go ahead and introduce yourself, Fly.
What's up? It's your boy Fly, a.k.a. Flossensburg, a.k.a. Microphone Mike, a.k.a. Mike the Menace, a.k.a. Mike Multi. What's up?
Mike Multi.
What is that? I
Multi
wanna know.
Mike.
Multi-mic, like multiple personalities?
Hey,
We talking about
that
mental
too.
health.
That too.
What up? It's your girl, Miss Cookie Baby.
Hey, please say the baby.
Please say the baby. Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Kim. It is officially time to kick it with the 30 Plus Podcast.
Hey.
That's
Big
right.
Kim.
It's the 30 Plus Podcast. So we talk love, life, and lessons after 30. And this episode will be no exception. Today, we will dive into the lane of mental health.
Oh, yeah. We're getting deep into them thoughts. Okay. We taking deep breaths and sighing. Oh, okay.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, that's how you have to start it.
Correct.
I got to woo side out first. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So before we do into that, how's everyone's energy?
I feel like I'm the only one who came in here with positive, good energy today. I feel a lot of hate in the air, but I'm hoping that has calmed down some since we're all sitting down now.
Can I go?
Please.
First, giving honor to God.
Literally, it's how you have to start it.
I'm so glad I'm in this field and I know how to use my coping skills because, if you're on the live, you heard Fly, Mike the Menace,
Mike the Menace.
heavy on the menace, point out the other day that cancers are the most serial killers. And I ain't never really resonated with that till today. So, yeah.
Mike be cutting up.
He does.
He does.
Just keep it real.
This body, yada, yada is bodying today. Being pregnant after 30, man, and you think you regular because you feel regular and you start doing regular things. Yeah, it just kind of backfired. So my body's tired, but I have great energy. I feel good. So I don't know what Mike is talking about.
You look good.
Thank you. But yeah,
Indeed.
I'm tired.
Nick.
I'm feeling good. I'm cool.
Uh-oh.
I'm cool. Life is life, but we're going to keep it pushing, and it's
Gotta
all that we
keep it
can
pushing.
do, and
30
that's the
plus
beauty.
pushers, baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But all is well in Nneka land. No complaints.
Oh,
I like
okay.
it, Nneka
It's
Land.
cool in the castle. Okay.
It is cool in the castle.
It is cool in the castle.
It's a little hot on this side.
That's
but-
another shirt. That's another shirt out there. You need to start writing this down.
That's because you're drinking.
I was about to say that's that flask over there, Papa.
Yeah, they ain't even the wine. It's the flask.
That flask is empty. So is that glass.
And
And
that's
that's why you're
right.
The flask was empty before you arrived, huh?
I finished it off here.
So you like an old deacon over there.
Yeah, OG Gramps over there with the flask.
OG since I was in 23, baby. I ain't know.
Okay.
Hey, it's the truth.
Mike the
Meanwhile, in
Menace.
other news, like I said, the 30 Plus Podcast, Love, Life, Lessons After 30. Today episode is entitled My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me. Hey,
I
mental
love
health.
us.
Hey,
Yeah.
So how do you guys handle mental health after 30?
man, that's a good, deep topic. I think we should let Cookie go ahead and start with that since she was talking about serial killing and stuff a minute ago. I feel like
Them coping skills got to change a little bit. You can't go to jail. You got kids.
They work. I'm still here. Free.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm too fine for jail. I ain't got time.
Hey.
Second of all, can't nobody raise my kids like me.
Yeah. That's
So,
important.
Yeah, that heavy on that. They don't need to go through that. How I handle it, I think once I became 30, even though I kind of been in the field before 30, I didn't resonate with being okay with getting a therapist until after 30.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about like 2-3 years ago, and I'm 36. And so we have this saying that the therapist needs a therapist, and that's so true because you take on everybody's stuff, but sometimes you don't have an outlet or you don't have the proper outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I just talk with my therapist or my friends. I have a good group of friends. I love y'all. So
welcome.
I think that makes it easier because I'm one of them people that I just need to get it out. Sometimes I'm not looking for a solution because I know the solution. Sometimes I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I also want to self-check and make sure I'm not overreacting, overthinking. So, yeah, once it's out, though, I have this thing. Once it's out, it's out. Even if I'm feeling low and I'm like on my way home, heavy if my kids are there, I sit in my driveway for a while because I don't want to bring that in their environment.
That's good.
Yeah, so I try to self-check. Of course, I'm not perfect, so sometimes it slips through the crack, but it's more so good than bad. But it's hard. Like, sometimes it come out of nowhere.
What made you want to seek therapy?
Because I felt like I was drowning.
Okay.
Like I couldn't see my way up. It's kind of like, like being in a well, like somebody threw me in a well and I can see it and I'm climbing and then it's like, it's not even nothing's knocking me down. I'm just like fatigued, if that makes sense.
But how did you go about like picking a therapist that was right for you? Because sometimes like we can set up the appointment and then speak with somebody, but this person doesn't speak our language or like, we're not aligned. So how did you go through that process?
Yeah, and that was probably what took me so long to be okay with it because prior to when I got divorced in my 20s, I saw the therapist and we couldn't relate. He was like, well, when you're feeling like that, write it down. I'm like,
yeah, what is writing going to do?
That's not going to do nothing.
That's not a good coping skill for you.
Yeah, it's not. And I think to me, it felt like he was more like about a book, like giving me a script. You call the call center, they give you a script. That's what it felt like. So number one, I wanted somebody black. It doesn't mean that there are other races that are not good therapy. I just need somebody to be able to identify me.
Yes.
And then I wanted a woman so I could feel comfortable. And
You wanted somebody you feel like you could relate to.
Yeah.
That reflects your own personal image.
Correct. Yeah. And she does, like, even just her walk, her way of life. She's unorthodox, and y'all know I'm unorthodox. So, it's almost like a big sister kind of shit. Like, girl, get shit together.
Yeah.
But it comes from a place still, and she gives you the clinical definitions of things and the clinical ways to do things. And so that helps me because if I'm not right, keep in mind I'm working with kids who already got chemical imbalances. So if I'm not right, I can't help them.
Right.
And I stay away, unlike, other people who are in the field, they go to work because they go to work. And now the child is worse. Yeah. When he got here. So, yeah, I definitely look for somebody that could identify with me and that was patient. I've heard other therapists where, you come in and they just want you to go ahead and lay it all out. Everybody's not there. You got to build some rapport.
Yeah.
And so she took her time and built the rapport. And, yeah, there's that.
Yeah. So when you don't have time to like see a therapist, what are your coping skills? Like, how do you deal with mental health? Because juggling your life, and I'll let you speak about your life on your own, but we know that you have other responsibilities besides being a mother and working. So like, you may not always have time to go see a therapist. Like, what are other things that you do to take care of your mental health?
Music.
Yeah.
Music. Headphones over humans. All day.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. All day. And then even, it might be a time I can't do that. Walking. I love to walk. I'm a nature person in that aspect. And a lot of times, I'll wait till like late at night. It might be 11. It might be midnight. And I'll walk. Like, I just realized I haven't watched TV in some weeks. For that reason. And it's weird because I'm paying for it, so I'm finna catch up on some stuff.
I'm missing my show.
That's therapeutic now.
Yeah. And that's what I'm like, dang, I probably need to. And I think, because in some instances, though, what you put in, you can start to emulate. So I had to take a break from certain things because when it's too relatable. Okay, so I went and saw Sounds of Freedom. The child trafficking movie. Very good. Go see it.
They were giving away free tickets for that. I heard it was really
They're
good.
letting people who can't afford, you can donate a ticket. And I saw it by myself. I date myself too a lot. I love it. And so that was my thing. And I've never had that many emotions from a movie. And I don't know if it's because of who I am as a person or who I was as a mother. It was like all my personalities was just like we was on one accord. And I was angry. I was sad. I was depressed. I was disgusted. It was just so many things, and it just awakened so much in you to where, like, after that, I kind of had to do like a decompress, because then it's like paranoia starts setting in. You know, things that my kids normally do, and I know they're gonna be okay, was bothering me. Like if they too quiet in the room, like, hey, what's going on in there? You still in there? Did you sneak out the window? Like, you know, and that's why you have to be careful what you put in. I wasn't ready for that particular day because I already was in my feels.
Yeah.
So
trigger warning.
Yeah, so movies and music and stuff can also be things that trigger depression and mental health issues, basically.
Yeah. I saw a post about a guy just talking about like the music that they play in the clubs and like how a lot of the music is like demonic music and how it's like hypnotizing us to like hate and want to fight and do all these crazy things. So you go out to have a good time, but you end up being depressed because of the music that you hear. Like you're hypnotized by like bad music.
Yeah, I mean, because I think what you're feeding yourself is what you're going in. You know, it's what your mental is taking in too. Your mental is not ingesting that type of stuff, and the music they play now is a little different. I mean, keep in mind
A little.
I mean, keep in mind. I mean, the music that when we went to the club back in the 1900s. I mean, I'm kidding.
You did not have to say that.
so right.
I'm kidding. None of us were at club age. I'm kidding. But I mean, just
Like
think about.
1900s.
I mean, just to think about it, like, you know, Boosie. That was a spiritual.
Yeah.
I'm in the club, VIP.
Gas
Gas tanks on me. All drinks on me.
Why, madam?
How can you be depressed after that? You like, you know what? I don't have no money, but I'm still gonna have fun anyway.
I came to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the new songs is Fly Me to the Moon and all this kind of stuff. What are we talking about
I'm sitting in my room crying and I just don't want to be here. Like that's the song.
Ride wave.
I still don't play that in the club.
They
They
do
do.
because it's popular.
They do.
I feel like they be
Trends.
playing fight music in the club. I mean, but
We
I feel
some
like
head busters. We grew up on that though.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, because Nneka, if you buck, I mean,
That is a Negro spirit.
That
I
is
don't know
a
what y'all
Negro
talking
spiritual.
about. I was ready
Set
to
it
knock
off by
somebody in
Boosie.
yeah, so
But we had like a little segment of like maybe 5 songs you would run, and you know that's that time like you get crunk, and then after that we about to dance again.
Cash money taking over for the 99 and the 2000.
Don't start and you can't keep up in here now.
Right. Whole show be over.
Yeah,
But I
hold
feel
on
like
now.
we had a balance though, because
Yeah.
you get your fight song, you got your twerk song, but then you also got your love song, the
Yeah,
slow
they
dance.
would have
You
that
the slow
segment,
music.
yeah.
We don't have that now. They don't have no slow music.
that's true. They
Yeah,
don't
there
have
are no
slow.
love songs.
No,
That's crazy. That's true.
Think about it.
No,
There's
no,
heartbreak
I know.
songs, but there's no true love songs.
No.
true. Yeah, everybody has a heartbreak. True, but I guess mentally maybe the music industry needs some help as well.
Good luck.
Yeah, because they trying to hypnotize us with all the negativity.
I do have a question for Kim with dealing with your mental health. Do you feel like pregnancy can basically change how you think about stuff? Do you feel like being pregnant sometimes can make you depressed, or does it? I mean, I know it deals with your mental, but like, how do you feel like you deal with it versus not being pregnant and being pregnant?
I was about to be like, okay, so my mental health, and I'll just start with pre-pregnancy. Like I had my first baby I got pregnant at 32. So I had my first baby at 32. See my brain here. But before then, like my mental health was like taking a trip, taking time off. Like Boosie said, go to the club, you know, have a drink, have fun. Now it's like I have to find different ways to cope that not only include myself, but include my child. Because she's so small, and then about to have 2 under 2, you be like, dang, life is about to change for real.
Yeah.
So now it's like watching crime shows, which is not good.
Yeah.
It's not always good. So I watch those at
women
night.
watch those.
But working out, and then talking to people, like going to see
Yes.
my family, going to sit at my dad's house, letting my kid like mess up his house and not mine. Or like online shopping, things like that. But honestly, those aren't really good because they all have repercussions. Like you didn't spend money, number one, right? Number two, the time that you spend away from doing tasks that you need to do, you've lost that time. Yeah. So it's kind of like my mental health is kind of on the brink of a cliff that's about to go over. And yes, can't wait until these last 90 days are over so I can be like, okay, I can have a drink, which is not, again, not the way that I should be dealing with it. But yes, I am counting down because I'm grown.
Yes.
But a positive way of doing it really is like going walking, going to the gym, or just like getting my keys and being like, Sharon, I'll be back. And then I just drive to Galveston.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll drive to Galveston and sit on the beach. Because, you know, that's where I was born. That's where my family is. That's where my grandma's buried. So I'll just sit on the beach and listen to music.
That's what's up. I actually need to do that myself.
Yeah, and give me a little pizza or something.
Okay.
Water is therapeutic.
Yeah.
It is.
And that's why I'm sad, because I can't just get up and take a trip.
Yep.
Yeah,
To a
I used to
foreign
just
beach.
I just get on a plane and go. I can, but you have to pack and plan. And then you have to find something to keep her busy on the flight. I ain't got time. Do you hear the work that has to be done before you can even have a break? You know? So it's just kind of like, let me just drive to Galveston. But overall, I have found things to like kind of cope, and a countdown helps.
I guess that's true. Knowing when it's going to be over.
Yeah, knowing when things are going to change, you'll have another shift and you'll have to find another way to kind of fit yourself in again. And I'm okay with change. I used to not be okay with change, but now
That's that 30 life.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, okay, I got a new work schedule this semester.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm gonna be off before 11 a.m. Ooh, this is things I could do. Yeah. Ooh, my baby's starting a new daycare, so on Fridays when I'm off, I'm gonna have a whole day to myself. You know. Ooh, Mondays I'm gonna be off too. You know. So
Seeing the cup is half full.
yeah.
The bright spots.
Yeah, I've found those very quickly, and I've also learned something that I didn't do at the beginning when I had Kaylin. I'll call somebody.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, what are y'all doing? Kaylin says you want to come play, and Kaylin ain't say nothing, but she on her way, and I got plenty snacks for everybody, not just her.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah, and I'm out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It really does take a village.
Yeah.
It's the reason for that. It really
sure.
does.
yeah.
Nice.
Get a good nail shop with a nice movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Neek, how do you deal with, because you are the poster child for poker face.
Yes, she is.
Like,
Yes, she is, and I
if
think
this
that's
wasn't
a,
my friend in real life, I wouldn't think she'd go through anything.
I was gonna say, and that's a great slogan for her, poster child for Perkle Face,
yeah.
because you'll never know
Nope.
until you be like, Nneka, what's going on? Oh, nothing. 5 minutes later, okay, so look,
And then once it's out, she go right back to Neek on.
yeah. Y'all hear that laugh?
That's it. Like, I still don't want to tell
Yeah,
you.
you should be concerned.
No, not really. A lot of stuff don't really bother me like that. It's like I have like a roll off my back mentality. And a lot of times for me, I come from a place where I kind of sit in it, but I don't stay in it. I'm not a person to try to cry in my oatmeal. I'm like, okay. So a lot of time I'll isolate myself because I've always been like borderline loner anyway. People enjoy my company, which is so weird to me because I'm like, people really like being around me, but I'm really like a solo person. Like I'm an ambivert. Like, so I really do. Like, okay, I come party with y'all and then I go sit down somewhere. I'm like, okay, I'll be back.
And we're going to pull you right back in.
Yeah. And they're like, well, Nick, give us this. I'm like, okay, let's go. And then when I'm here, we're having fun. And I'm like, okay.
That's true.
Y'all took my energy. Let me go.
Time to go lay down.
Let me go re-up. So a lot of times when I go through things, I do isolate myself because I don't like necessarily bringing my problems to people. Not in a bad way. Because, you know, sometimes you can see people and you like hate to see them coming sometimes because every time you see them, they have a problem. Like, you're not happy anytime.
Todos los días.
You know, I'm like, every day? Like, something's wrong with you.
That
Like, what are
cloud.
you happy
Something
about?
always happening.
Issue.
Yeah, and it's like that gray cloud. I'm like, what are you happy about? So the things I think that may irritate me is really minute things. Like, for the most part, I think I really have a pretty good life. You know what I'm saying? I have things that kind of trouble me. Nobody's son stressing me out. I don't have any kids. So the things that most people come to the table with issues, whole anomaly out here, okay? So
All bills paid.
you know what I'm saying? I'm able to afford the lifestyle that I live for myself. So it's just kind of like my problems are minute. Now what happens is I do take on other people's energy or problems, which is a gift and a curse because a lot of people do come to me with their issues, and I'll take that on. And I'll feel bad. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how can I do? How are we helping? What are we getting out of this? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna fix this? But then sometimes I kind of have to separate myself from that too. I'm like, okay, not today. I don't have the bandwidth to deal with that today. maybe tomorrow. If you haven't figured it out, give me a call back. I promise you we'll work through it. But if not, figure it out, and then we can come back and talk to it. But first, as far as myself is concerned, things that I do to kind of help myself is I do yoga. Mm-hmm. It's still beginner's yoga, but yoga nonetheless.
Hello, it's yoga. Yoga's yoga. Okay, you be yogaing.
You'll get to that goat yoga soon, huh?
You're a yogi.
Yeah,
all right.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's working. I'll work out. I'll do like hobbies, like cooking. Cooking for me is a hobby. So like I'll try a new recipe. I'll be like,
Cooking and not feeding people is a hobby.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Yeah. She used to feed people. I don't know what happened.
We're gonna let her make it this show.
We are.
grocery prices went up. I can't afford to feed y'all.
That's facts, so I understand.
No. Well, it'd be one thing if I cooked and be like, you know what, Neek? Hey, let me replace the chicken I brought last time. Or hey, Neek, you know, I brought some water.
Well, two
Hey,
of
Neek.
us,
Well, you see
two
who
of us don't mind getting our
well, you see who I'm
groceries.
looking at. That's why, like, you know,
Oh, Kim?
if the look.
She trying not to look at you, Negro.
Look. If the Jordans fit, lace them up.
Lace them,
I
okay?
got on Kohan's.
Okay. Well, shout out to Cohans. Whatever shoes you walked in here with, if they fit, put them on.
If the snapback fits.
Little wink, wear it. I'm talking to you. So, you know, but so I enjoy things like cooking and creative spaces also helps with. So the podcast is therapeutic, if you will. So we walk basically so you guys can run. So allowing us to be a safe space to talk about different issues, love, life, and lessons after 30. Essentially, what this is a form of therapy.
Yeah,
too, because you know you never know what someone else is going through, and the feedback that we get from our listeners, so many people are going through those same things too. So I appreciate the fact that we were able to come together and, you know, put something like this out. And I think it's helped us, and I think it's helped other people as well. So, so something like this, like I said, yeah. And
I'm sorry, you said something that just kind of spoke to me. You were like, you don't have the bandwidth to deal with people sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think like with this pregnancy, I'm starting to see people in a different light, I guess, because it's a boy. Mm-hmm. With a girl, I was just like, yeah. With this one, I'm just like, dang, y'all stupid and y'all stink. But yes, SNS. But no, I actually had to like stop answering the phone for one of my friends because it was always something.
yeah.
And it was just kind of like that dark cloud started to take over me, and it was like starting to really mess with my mental health. And I was like, let me separate and focus on what I need to focus on, because I'm still like, dang, I'm about to have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like you can be pregnant and not feel pregnant. Like today I feel pregnant, but other days I don't.
Yeah.
So
Boys are like
yeah,
that.
so
It's
I
a
just be
boy.
like, yeah, like let me cut this part off so I can focus. And it's not, and shout out to you because I still love you to death, but yeah, it's just that cloud.
That's
Well,
inconsiderate.
energy is transferable, and people don't realize that sometimes they're bringing in that type of energy. When you were happy at first, and by the time you off the phone with this person or engage in conversation with this person, both of y'all sad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have become more particular on the type of energy I surround myself with. Like my necklace itself, it's a cipher.
Yeah.
And it's a small circle for a reason.
Yeah.
So that means I keep my circle small. So I'm intentional with things that I do. Like my friend circle, while they're big, they're small.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of people that I would consider friends, but my circle is my circle and my village, and I can go to them and vice versa. But even sometimes you just really do have to figure your stuff out on your own sometimes. And I'll be like, okay, how are we going to fix this? All right, I don't like this, but what we going to do to fix? So the same advice that I give other people, because a lot of people come to me, I give myself too.
Right.
So I'll be like, hey, self. I'm like, self, say, huh? And I'm like, how we?
You need to stop. You got to cut it off.
Girl,
today.
you crazy. and I'm like, okay, well, how do we get past this? Okay, so we done isolated the issue. We figured this out. How do we move past this now?
Right.
Figure this out, and then we go
Keep
to it. Like
moving.
I'll sit in it because I think it's important to sit in sometimes the situations to figure out A, not to go through it again, and B, why are you in this moment now? What's being told to you? Because you know, complacency and comfortability can't coexist.
Right.
So sometimes you're like, okay, why am I uncomfortable in this moment? What am I supposed to learn?
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a lot. And speaking of a lot, Mr. A lot.
The reason for this episode.
Our savage.
Hey. Who, me?
Yeah, a lot.
No. I feel like, well, honestly, for me, I feel like I feel like I have mental health issues, and I feel like I've always had mental health issues, like serious ones, that I feel like I keep to myself for the most part, because I get depressive very easily. I used to go through seasonal depression for sure, like every fall, winterish, like your boy would be sad, locked in, sheltered, don't want to talk to nobody, don't want to see nobody, like just down, feeling sorry for myself. And it's something that was hard for me to shake. I don't feel like I go through seasonal depression anymore. Now I feel like I go through real depression.
It's upgraded.
Right? For real. But I feel like with me, when it comes to my mental health issues, I try to box myself away from people. Like I try to get rid of people, if that makes sense. I start getting rid of people that I feel like don't have my best interest in their minds or whatever. And I'm also a person who don't like to really talk about what I'm going through. Like if it's some serious stuff, like I'm not telling nobody and I'm just chilling. Like I'm disappearing. I don't want to be seen or heard from. I want to be forgot about until I feel good enough to come back. So I feel like what I do with my mental stuff, like as far as why I get depressed, I realize I let a lot of things get to me personally, about how I feel and how I feel like I should be and supposed to be. I feel like I deal internally with a couple of different Michaels inside of me.
We know multi-mic.
Yeah, that's why it's multi-mic, because it's, there's flies, it's birth, microphone mic. It's all of us are in here, and all
this room is crowded.
Yes. So, it really, with me, I feel like it just depends on what mic takes the reign. And when I am going through stuff, I do have people that, that know me and know all the stuff that I go through. And I feel like most of my personal depression and things that I deal with are all made up in my head. It's never really outside sources. I never have any beef or drama with anybody. I feel like it's just really my own perception of me that keeps me down, if that makes sense.
Do you find yourself like, like how we were kids and they would say, write yourself a letter. And like when you're 25, open this letter. And in this letter, you have all these things of what you're going to do, what you're going to accomplish. And then when you get to that number 25, you're thinking back to your younger self and you're like, dang, I didn't do anything. Yeah, I didn't do anything I said I was going to do. Because I remember a letter specifically. I said I would be married with kids and do all this stuff. And when I got 25, I said, who wants to do that? Right? Yes. So like, do you feel like you get depressed thinking about what you should be instead of thanking yourself for what you are in this moment?
Yes, I definitely do. I'll definitely do that, because I think my problem is I'm always thinking about the future, personally, of where I should be, where I want to go, and I feel like there's a pressure with society as well. I feel like I do sometimes let outside voices get inside my head about who I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to look, and all this other stuff, because I feel like there's a great perception about me by the way that I look. So I feel like people expect certain things from me, or they see something that I don't see. Mm-hmm. And when somebody calls something out, I'm like, I probably should be like that. Or I'm like, wait, why am I not like that? Because if you see that in me, why am I not showing that? Why I'm not bringing that to the forefront? Why I'm not this great person that you believe that I am,
But why are you not grateful for who you are rather than like beating yourself up for a persona that everybody thinks you should have? Because like you not that fine, like you mediocre, but
you ain't that cute.
You like
your hair's uneven, you look dusty,
but you still be pulling, so you should be happy. No, I'm just playing, y'all. I love Mike to death.
You heard him say first of all.
So I just had to cut. I just had to cut it real quick because you be getting so serious. I'm like, don't beat yourself up because it's not that bad.
It's not that it's not bad, but I can't help that. And I think it just be little stuff, because I feel like I see a greater image of me that I'm not portraying and not being. So I feel like when somebody calls that out, or I hear something and it's like furthers that insecurity inside of me of knowing that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or I should have been doing. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that with any other like tragic thing that might happen, can like I will hold all of it, and then like one little thing will happen, and then I'm depressed for a month, 2 months, like easy. And no matter what I try to do, I can't get past it. And I'm a person who listens to positive affirmations, and I listen to like, positive books and stuff about subconscious and stuff like that. So I know all the things to do to help me, but I don't do those things even though I know I should be doing the things when I get depressed. It's like I cannot fight it. So when I get depressed, it's like I really be having to force myself to not be upset or not be sad, but I still be sad no matter what I do.
So let me ask you this. Do you think as a man and a black man that there is a fear of asking for outside help from a licensed professional? Because that is a stigma in our community.
Yeah. Well, honestly, in college, I had a therapist, and I really related to him, and I feel like he was really there for me, and I feel like he pointed out a lot of things that I never thought about. Like, he was telling me issues that I had that I didn't realize I had until he said it. Like, I have a intense fear of abandonment, but I never know why, and I still to this day don't know why. And that's even before the ex disappearing. That just furthered it. But as a child, some reason I had that, and I don't understand that because I'm a big mama's boy. My mom always been around, and my dad's always been around, but I don't know. I just have that fear for some reason.
So I'm trying not to work today.
Yeah, don't
So,
work.
so what that is it's an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Something when you were young, because a lot of people don't realize the things that we do face are from childhood traumas.
Everything
And
is.
all we did was just keep going
Yeah.
because we are taught, a lot of us are raised on survival. So we are taught to just survive.
Yeah.
So we just keep going. So something that was done or said, it could have been something so minute, or even like now you say people have this idea of what you should be, and then you have your own idea of what you should be, and both of you are agreeing that you're not there.
Yes.
You could have had that as a kid. I mean, it could have been something small like, Luke can shoot a 3-pointer and you can't. Why I can't do that? And so now that's your focus subconsciously. It's still
I
playing.
think it has to do with when I was a kid because I always feel like even as an adult, I feel like I've never fit in anywhere. Like it's like I can get along with everybody. I've been a part of every type of crew. Like I was with the thugs, the hoopers, the Max, the players, the pimps, all of them. You know what I'm saying? I can roll in any circle, and I feel like that probably helped with the identity crisis because I can get along with anybody and I can move easily, but I never feel like I truly fit in any group. Like there's not one thing that I feel like, oh, this is me. You know what I mean?
That's because you're still trying to figure out who Mike is. So it's called imposter syndrome.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I know that.
but Mike you're not supposed to fit in. Like you were made to stand out.
And
that's
something
what people be saying, and that's why I don't understand.
And that so I can identify with that. I know what that feels like. I have a stigma about females. So I hang with mostly men. And so the females I do hang with, they are near and dear to me for a reason. And so I used to think it was weird that like growing up, like girls, friends, I just didn't stick to them. And then it took me to get older and realize, because, when we're kids, most of our parents did a good job of making us see everything like rainbows and glitter. So once you're old enough and that mask, that film come off and you get to start seeing things, like you said, for what it really is, then I'm like, yeah, I probably would have beat her up. Yeah. Yeah, all right.
I see why we ain't cool.
Yeah, I see why I didn't.
So,
work.
I mean, that and that's okay.
Oh yeah.
Like it's okay for you not to fit in. It's you're eclectic. You're supposed to.
I feel that.
But
that's what happens with my identity crisis.
But I think that it goes with you. You're saying like he doesn't understand who he is. I think you have to be grateful for the moments and understand like this person who you are right now. That's exactly who you're supposed to be. So if you walk in your truth and you allow yourself to love yourself where you are, it may be easier.
Yeah, that's true. I only can love myself at certain times. I do think that is a point because sometimes I don't because I know I'm not happy with what I want or whatever the current situation is. So
do you game plan?
Always. And I feel like that's my problem. I think too much. Like
no,
I
like
feel like
small.
I think
so if you got,
much.
I'm sorry. So if you got 15 things that you want to do and that you feel like you should be doing, start with the most easiest one.
I know that's part
and
of
focus
my
on that
goals.
one thing. Like
small
I'm telling
attainable
you,
goals is what they call them.
Yeah, and it's because I'm like that.
I know all this because I told you I really listen to all of these books. I just don't apply it because
that's your first goal. Yeah, that's your first. You just said your first goal. Let me apply something that I learned.
No, because it's hand me a belt. that's what it comes down
could
to.
Be that too. Because like I said, I'm spoiled.
Yeah, you need your butt whooped. Like you need to understand this is what you need to do. This is your time limit, and you gonna get it because I said you gonna get it. And that's my military parent speaking to me right now, telling me to tell you that. Like that's how I go.
I've always been spoiled and can do what I want. And that's probably the
I think
problem.
that's part of the issue too.
Yeah.
The fact that you are spoiled and you are used to things being given to you. So the fact that these are seen as obstacles because these are something that you actually have to work for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody can just hand you some of the things that you're missing.
Not.
Exactly.
And we're not. No.
I understand.
But we can't. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's
Yeah.
not that even if we wanted to, we
can't,
the things
yeah.
that you feel like you're
impossible.
missing,
Yeah.
we can't hand you that.
Exactly.
So it's going to have to be a certain point in time to where you have to be like, okay, this is what I want. This is how I'm going to go after it. And I, as in Mike, you're going to have to be the person to do that. And I think that's the fearful tactic in you too, is you knowing it's the fear of failing because you're like, okay, well, I'm
Yeah,
used to
I don't
things
like to
being
fail.
given. Yeah,
Who does?
I mean, it's different with me. I feel like, I mean, nobody likes to fail, of course, but I take it internally when I fail.
We do too, and imagine doing that with kids. Let me tell you something.
That's probably why I don't
I
have
was
kids.
somebody's mama at 19, 20.
Please don't let me
Still
start.
figuring out life, beating myself up because my daddy said, when you move off campus, baby girl, you're going to get pregnant. No, I'm not, and did. And so now you got that disappointment that you done created in your family, even though they were so supportive. But in my head, I disappointed them. And then now I got this little person who don't know nothing, who didn't ask to be here. And now I got to watch everything I do, make sure everything makes sense. And I don't always get it right, still don't. And they think I'm the best person in the world.
Imagine being 30.
I don't know how y'all do
Okay.
that.
30 plus having your first, and you like, wait a second. I'm
Like-
used to living life literally on the fly.
That's why I ain't got nothing now. I'm too old
Okay.
for that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you have the extra time to actually put in the work to get where you need to be. Just like we said before on a previous episode, give yourself grace. And then that goes into what Nick touched on earlier. There are times where you really got to do the work yourself. It don't matter. We can hand it to you, but I can't build it for you. I can hand you a nail and a hammer. I bring you some water.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, might get you a
Water.
snack to keep you going. We gonna
Yeah,
we gonna be out here
bring
rah
breakfast
rah. And what's and what's not.
My only recommendation is to just have the self-discipline, like enough self-discipline to say, okay, this week, this is what we're going to do. And by the end of this week, I'm going to go back to my Monday's notes and I'll be able to put a check mark by everything I said I was going to do.
And that's something that I will recommend that also, and I do that at the beginning of the year. So every year, at the beginning, December 31st, every year, I write down a list of and what I feel can be obtainable goals for the year. And I write that down, and I revisit it in June. And I'm like, oh, I ain't even started on this one. Oh, they look like 2024.
Yeah.
Oh, I still got time to do this one. And it kind of is like a self-check to see what you've been doing for the year. Like, if I've been playing, are we going to barbecue a meal, dude? What have I been doing?
What?
I mean, I write down a to-do list every day. That's what I'm saying. I know all these things and I do these things, but I stop because I get depressed. And then,
Yeah. So what you got to do is
like, that's my thing.
because that goes back to the question that was asked: how did I know that I needed to go get help? The drowning, that's your next step. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like I was drowning
panic
2 months ago.
attacks.
That's why I didn't make the.
You ever had a
couple
panic
episodes.
attack? It felt
Yes.
like a stroke.
That's why I quit that job.
Okay, correct.
Oh,
So
the
with
job.
that being said, you're gonna have to go into a season of isolation, and I mean even socially, like not every day,
Yeah.
but it's gonna have to be. Whereas on Saturday I might go here to this club or talk to whoever or hang out here. That has to decrease because what you're doing is you're actually putting it to the side because you're finding something to replace that.
Yeah, that's
it's a
women with me.
distraction.
That's what I do. I use women as distractions from my goals.
He said it, y'all. We've been saying it, but
I
y'all
mean,
heard
we
it out of
already
his
knew
mouth.
that. I mean,
Say it
y'all
again,
know.
please, because I don't think they heard it the first time.
They
Go on.
heard me.
Give it.
Them chicken heads. He used y'all
That's
chicken
facts,
heads.
though.
And that's why you
To fulfill his
you're
time.
not satisfied because it's not something. It's not even something you really want to do.
Oh, I know.
To be honest, you're just doing it. You're on autopilot.
Because if you had the choice, you'll be married.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah, for
would.
sure.
So
I
we
for
know
sure
this.
would.
So
And I feel like if you sat down, your wife is there.
That's what people keep telling me, but that's anytime I get back focused and start doing stuff, it's like, and I start going, and start going good. It's like I get to a point where it's like, okay, like something about to mess up, and it's just like I
in
don't.
your head.
Yeah, I told you, I get it. I am a super overthinker. It is like
Me too.
ridiculously crazy.
He
like,
got cancer in his chart.
Like I don't, but but also I really overthink a lot of things, and it's like like to the point where I don't own a gun because I feel like if I owned a gun, the way I think, it's like I would shoot myself in the head because I think so much and get depressive and want to just stop thinking. So, like I've been there.
That's heavy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean that's real.
And
though.
look, so let's celebrate small victories. The fact that you're able to recognize that, that in itself is the push. Yeah. Like you can do anything else. Look at what you just said.
Yeah. I mean, I know that about myself. So,
but some people don't admit that. Some people don't even know that.
I don't know. I know. I have suicidal thoughts all the time, but I do not act on them whatsoever. But
so the fact that you have the thoughts, we got to do something more.
Yeah.
We got to do something more.
And then step 1 is being grateful for the moment and the man that you are, because we're grateful for
and
it.
the things that you done overcame.
Yeah,
like we be on your head, but we do care.
I know.
That's why we be on your head.
That's why I talk to you.
And we know you don't want to tell us stuff because you know we gonna be on your head.
I was just about to say, Christina,
but you know, let me tell you something. I'm crazy. Hello, we will pop up, and you just gonna have to deal with it.
And I'll tell you this: one time you didn't answer in our group message. And everybody was like, have you talked to Mike? Nope. Have you talked to Mike? No, he was on social media earlier, but he ain't talked about us.
We put
an
APB out.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's when you were getting all those messages from us. And I was like, okay, well, if you don't answer within the next hour, I'm pulling up to his house in the morning.
And what did we say? Y'all, we're going to have to start popping up on Mike.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate y'all because that day I was going through something and I really didn't want to be talked to or talk to anybody or anything. And like y'all the only people who really reached out to me because I did post something on social media. Everybody seen it, but they didn't say nothing to me. But y'all did.
What did I say?
Yep.
That's
exactly what she said. She said his post concerned.
She said his post is encrypted.
That's an encrypted message.
And I didn't even, algorithm. We don't see it.
I hardly ever see your post. That's the weird thing.
And then we all was like, wait, we did see it, and we was like,
I didn't. I mean, because I don't know how the algorithm period is weird. But I guess it was meant for me to see it because I hardly ever see.
Dispatched.
Yeah, I seen that she did hit me and said that. Like nobody else. Like I had like 100 something views on that post, and she's literally the only person that said something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And that's why you got to round robin the messages
at that
from
point,
us.
now you have to assess that.
Oh, I know.
So now you got to cut. See, we oftentimes latch on to familiarity because everybody who was with me gonna come with me a mentality. I had I've been knowing her or I've been knowing him. I don't wanna. But we talked about dating where you are, friends too. Where you are, your village has to match. It's essential for that reason. Your mental health. We are dealing with stuff that, a lot of people don't know. And unfortunately, we're the guinea pig generation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because the ones after us just wearing headphones.
They don't even care. They don't care about nothing.
Biggie ready to die. Like they don't care.
All.
Yeah, and I ain't there yet.
They're gonna let the sun take them out with this
listen,
hoodie.
you hear me say headphones and hoodies. Like they ain't not worried about
112
nothing.
degrees outside.
If the sun don't take them out, the hoodies will.
Yes. Like,
and so with that, you already have so much against you. You're a black man.
Yeah.
Starting there.
Yes.
That's the doors of the church are open.
Yeah.
So you already have to overexert to make up to not be a stereotype.
Right.
Facts.
So then you have mental health issues that you've been dealing with for 10 years. And in our community, we are taught not to deal with them. We are taught that there's nothing wrong. We are taught that we don't talk about what goes on in this house. We are taught that, you just need your butt whipped. No.
Yeah, you gonna be all right.
Yeah. I hate when somebody
go lay down.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
y'all ever been going through something and y'all
I said all three of those things to my kid this week. That's why I was like, let me back up from the mic. Like, you all right,
don't feel bad.
Go lay down.
Go lay down.
Don't feel
When the
bad.
swelling go down.
Don't feel bad. I do it
You
too.
bumped your knee. Go lay down.
I do it. I do
swear.
it too. If you break your arm, you're going to take a nap. I'm not going to no hospital. Line up and be out there with police escorts and all. But you really got to get to that place where you got to reset.
Facts.
You have to reset, and you need to date yourself.
Oh, I mean, I do. I mean, I feel like I'll take care of myself. I think it's another thing with me though. I stay in isolation.
You like physical fitness? Try yoga.
No, I work out.
Yeah, I was just about to say, no, Boyd's is working out again, and he's back on his fitness too.
Yeah.
He had
My birthday
Popeyes
coming
today.
up.
I was surprised. I was so surprised. Yeah,
That's
he
'cause
had
I had
Popeye.
a-
I was so surprised.
Where's the chicken breast?
I was mad.
Is it chicken breast?
It was, but
Okay.
I was trying to go to KFC because I had a 2-for-1 special, but
30 plus is about saving money.
they would not honor my coupon. They was like, no, we don't take it at this franchise. I was like, well, still, look out for me. I'm in the drive-thru. You done cooked it. Like, oh, no, we can't. All right,
Call the
whatever.
GM because if they don't take that coupon, it's a coupon.
They supposed
I'd
to.
have took that box and kept roll. Okay, never mind.
But yes. No, you know
And
what?
also, Mike, give yourself grace.
Please.
But no, I feel
tell
like
me,
I was just
see?
messing with you. But no, I feel like we should talk about like how social media and stuff and like just outside world messes with your mental health.
Yeah.
Just in generation.
I think it's just important to take those breaks and realize that a lot of social media is truly a facade.
Yeah.
A lot of times they post those things to mask the situations that they're truly going through.
That's facts.
So that's why I take social media honestly for face value. I post our stuff that I need for us, and I kind of go on about my business. Give you a little future meme here to give you, to brighten up your day, and go on about my business.
But it's a shame that I see a future meme and I'm like, well, I wonder if Neek's seen this.
I know. When I tagged her in
serious.
and she was like, I already posted, done. I said, I
sent
just
it to
saw
her.
it.
It's crazy. So many people are like, y'all better build
We
me
live
up.
for young
Yeah.
It's
We looking
restaurant
for the
weeks
future.
too. We looking for that too.
Yeah, but social media, and especially because I'm in the teaching realm, so I'm with the newer generation that's coming up that depends on social media to kind of depict on how where they should be, how their life should be. It is toxic,
Yes.
and even if I had a project for my students to kind of post their social media handle, and then everyone go on each person's handle and just say their perception of what they see. And then then you as a person, you get to reply or respond and let them know if they're right or wrong about what they see. A lot of students were like, and this is my interpersonal communication course, they were like, I really didn't think that people saw me in this way. I'm really not that person. That's just what I like to post. Those are the pictures that I like. And I'm like, yeah, I want you to know that this is all a facade.
Exactly.
This is a storybook, like a book that you can open and close. It's a fairy tale, right? This is not your real life. This is not what things are.
Exactly.
I just posted stuff about the Astros game and we were there last night. Like, I'm not there right now. They do have a game right now, but
Not there.
you know what I'm saying?
I'm already gone. Yeah.
Bye.
But sometimes the perception is other people's reality, and they do take what you post for face value.
Yeah.
They do. Like when people save all of their beach trips and post them, on off season, you're like, sis, you was
at home.
you sitting right here next to me. You were not booked and busy.
At all. I've seen that.
Yeah. All the
Like
time.
for sure. I was like, wait.
But that's one trip, but you broke it into 3. Nice.
Listen, no.
That part.
No,
that part.
Nice.
I just gave the
Using
hardest
the
eye
footage
roll. I
to-
wish I would have saw
I
that.
know people be using old footage to lie, like, take out for work today on the beach and will post the old footage just in case anybody watching. And knowing, I'm like, duh, what
That's
you
the same.
I'm not going through all that. I'm off because I'm
But
off.
it's summertime. That's false. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
hey,
Your hair ain't
exactly.
even that long no more.
Yeah.
Ain't you cut it?
Feet in the water, boomerangs, knowing you sitting at home with your feet on the couch.
Yeah. I think the
For
only
real.
social media only got to me. I don't care what people do. Just don't come on here talking fugazi because I feel the need to have to respond to everybody because I really want to fight you. So I had to get out of that phase where the bots come in and I'm tired, bro.
The people that sit on ready to argue with anybody in the
Yes,
comments.
the trolls. I'm tired of blocking sex bots. I get upset that you didn't flag my baby video when she was 3 dancing to Temptations. Talking about some copyright. But this little sex bot I keep reporting, and you're saying you don't have the time to review it. Yes, you do, because you just flagged me. That is what bothers me.
No, for real, for real. But with this episode, we discussed mental health. We discussed some of the things that we go through and how we cope with them. And I hope that information helps some of you. I know with this episode, we had a 30+ therapy, right?
Yes, we do.
I'm excited.
Let's get into that. 30+ therapy.
Have been in their 30s for a little while. They got some skin in the game. This is not per se for people who are just embarking, but it might apply. I'm not sure. I just can only speak from my own, experience. But from being in your 30s for a couple of years, you've applied the things that you learned from your 20s. and you're like, okay, I'm on the up and up. You know, I learned from my mistakes that I made, or even the joyous occasions in my 20s, and I'm applying that to my 30s. However, I don't feel like this every day. Sometimes I still feel like, oh shit, am I still this 28-year-old? Am I still crying over the things that I thought my life would produce back then, or that I would have in my 30s? Am I failing? What am I doing? What is my purpose? Do I even know my destiny? You know, like when you have those moments, what would you say a 30-year-old person should do, or what's your advice that you can give to that person? Because nobody's always like in their glow. I mean, I know it sounds kind of depressive, but it's the honest to God truth. Nobody's always like, yeah, I'm 30, I'm living my best life, because you're not always feeling like that. So what would be your advice, simply because people who are in their 30s who are not married, you got to deal with this type of stuff before you even try to consider making another person a part of your journey. So with that being said, working on these things.
Girl,
Okay.
that's a mouthful. But
I
girl.
feel like we technically
The doors
just
on the
answered
church are
that.
open.
Yeah,
'cause-
we did.
yeah.
I mean, but she asked for specific advice for just for that question. As she was speaking, setting the premise and everything before she asked her a specific question, I thought about Finding Nemo, and I was just thinking, like, just keep swimming. Like, just keep swimming. Like, no matter what, you're always going to go through something. You have to keep going. And no, we're not always living our best life. And no, it does not always look pretty. However, like Neek said, you can't just sit in it. You have to find a way to kind of stand up and keep it going. And that last part when she's like, you know, you have to figure it out before you try to make somebody else happy. Girl, we be stressed and depressed together and still be loving on each other. So my advice is, Dory to Nemo, just keep swimming. Like, just, no, for real, just keep swimming.
I like that metaphor.
I like it too. I want to watch Finding Nemo now.
Yeah.
I would say, because she also mentioned the not married part. The thing for me, because I'm at the latter part of these good 30s, almost 35.
35.
Almost, not the almost.
You still fine.
Appreciate that, girl. Appreciate that. For me, I think I had to lose all concept of what I thought I would be in my 20s and my 30s. Because that could be depressing in itself. Like, okay, because realistically, I probably would have been married with kids, different house, different
The dog and the fence.
Oh, yeah.
You know, had I kept that concept of myself in my 20s. So I'm a realist, and I am where I am now, and I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be. So however that looks, I think, is to be grateful for that particular moment and just be happy where you are, because you're there for a reason.
I agree with you.
Oh, okay.
Y'all can't see Kim. We gonna have behind the scenes
video
coming.
part, because I'm just looking at Mike and staring at him, because everything that I just said, Nneka just said, and I want you to take that advice.
Oh, yeah. I will. I mean, I listen, and I always take heed to what anybody tells me. And, like, for her, what she's asking, I feel like it is, like, hard when you look back, try to compare your 20s to your 30s, because in your 20s, it's less caring. Like, you just do stuff to do stuff. When you get in those 30s, stuff kind of matters more. And I feel like that's where it comes to me. I always feel like time is dwindling. Like, I mean, you know, anybody can make it when they 40 and all that, but I'm trying to be like Drake, you know, that's being rich when I'm 40. I'm trying to make it now. But
you heard me laugh.
I'm just saying. I got
yeah.
But I just feel like it's just, I'm being real, but
I know.
I just feel like you can't compare and go back and forth between what you used to be and what you want to be. You got to focus on what you're going to do and do that. I feel like that's the best thing to do as far as being in your 30s and not worrying about your 20s.
And would you like for me to cut my camera on so you can say that to yourself? Because I wanted to so bad.
I know, right?
Oh, wait, okay,
I got great advice. I just don't know how to listen to it.
I got it.
I don't know how to listen to it.
Sometimes you have to give
the
that
camera.
same advice to yourself in the mirror and repeat that.
Self say what?
Yeah.
Shout out to Issa Rae. Yeah, I mean, the whole I can't pull the phone out. The whole like you said, the whole comparison thing in your 20s and 30s, and especially when it comes to a marriage. Like, shout out to you, Neek, for living reality, because that's exactly why I got married in my 20s, because that was the expectation, and that's what we, you know, this is what we need, and this is what we need, and here we are, kids. And I'm happy in my 30s. Will I remarry? I'm sure. Is it like on the forefront? No. And that's because I know what I want, and I'm doing what I want. I'm not doing what nobody else want me to do. I'm not doing what you think is right. I'm doing what I want.
That is the key.
And I feel like long as it's not detrimental to me or them kids, I could do what I want.
Now I do what I want.
Mm-hmm. And so I am glad though that's the plus side of it. I'm gonna pray for you after being pregnant at 30. Because
GHETTO 0
this-
stars.
but you know, on the flip side, now you have, you got some babysitters.
Yeah.
They old enough, and that's probably, I think my kids are self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And I'm still young enough to where I can relate to them
That's why I
and
can't
still
have no
be
baby
cool,
now.
but still can lead.
Yeah, no, but I always like joke about being, pregnant after 30. Don't do it, blah blah blah. Y'all, it's a blessing to be pregnant after 30, and if you want to have a baby, go for it. Do
Janet
it.
was 50.
She was 50, but she had a lot of money. And the reason why I said that, I was like, because she can call people, hire people, get somebody else to do it, literally.
Yeah.
But no, I joke about it, but it really is a beautiful thing, and I am thankful for it. So don't take my jokes like for face value.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have a baby when you're ready.
Please.
No
Have a
matter the
baby by
age.
me, baby. Be a
billion.
millionaire.
Write
we
the
listen
check
to
for
too
the
much
baby
music.
come. Don't even care.
Listen, that's our therapy.
Yeah. Write the check for the baby come.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the only way you getting this egg. And it need to clear before fertilization.
I need it in cash. F all the check. So what y'all got for the closeout?
Oh.
I mean, I just think to take care of you, a lot of self-care is important.
Yeah.
If you need to speak with someone. Don't let that stop you.
Yeah.
If you got to seek professional therapy, do what you need to do to make sure you're great.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, y'all can hit us up if you want. I mean, we give y'all a little therapy, you know what I mean?
Come on.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
30
y'all
plus
want me to freestyle
therapy.
real quick? Hold on. No.
They got 30 plus therapy. You can
Yes.
send it to.
Yeah, so just like that, if you want to join our 30 Plus Therapy, make sure you are hitting us up on our email at the 30plusTherapy@gmail.com, or you can send us a voice note on our IG at the 30 Plus Podcast, or hit one of us up individually if you know
Our IG handles.
Yeah.
Or really just go to the page on IG at the 30 Plus Podcast. And
We'll get it.
THE, the 30 Plus Podcast. Hit us up.
Yeah.
We check our DMs.
And it's anonymous. You don't have to. We're not gonna say your name. If you want your name, then you got to pay a fee. It's promo. But I'm kidding.
I'm not.
Maybe. But yeah, like there is no wrong or right way to cope.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is no time limit. There is no time frame. There are things that are gonna be with you for life. You just got to learn how to make it easier. That's it.
I want to say, just watch what you intake. Be careful of what you're watching, listening to. Be careful of what you allow people to say to you, because words do have magic and power. Listening to people say certain things can affect how you feel. So just make sure you keep the right people around you.
Oh, stink.
That's very important.
Right there. We are out. So until next time, be great in these streets.
Don't let your mind play tricks on you.